So autonomous cars are going to be replacing my Uber gig in the long run, in the short run. Who knows how long it's going to take, but it will happen. So I started to think about what other jobs are going to be lost in this new AI world and what jobs can we transition to. So I came up with this list. Hi, my name is Levi Spires. This is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. Today's Daily Drive is brought to you by GigU. So what jobs are at risk and what jobs can we shift to? Okay, well, let's talk about mine. Now, I'm a Uber driver, which means I drive my car, I turn my app on, and Uber gives me rides. But it's more than that. So taxi drivers are going to lose their job. Semi-truck drivers, maybe all humans will never drive a car somewhere in the future. We'll all be riding along inside of a car. So the question is, what job, especially at the age of 50, what jobs can I move into? And there's like a list of all these other jobs I was thinking about. But for me, as an Uber driver, what are some of the options? I think the first option that most Uber drivers get into is this idea of basically some sort of fleet ownership, whether it be just their one car and they're like doing private rides, and that's a really, really short run kind of thing, or maybe, buying a bunch of autonomous cars, the way that kind of Tesla, the way they promise this idea that if you have a Tesla, you can put it on the Tesla network and it can become a Robotaxi, make money while you sleep. And maybe that's a fleet ownership is a real opportunity. But even more creatively, what I've been thinking about is more like being a chauffeur, maybe an attendant, a security person, in a future where everybody basically rents a car like a taxi or an Uber when they need it. They don't own cars. Sometimes there are times when we want somebody in the car with us. Not me, but at least wealthy people. They're going to want a chauffeur. Maybe that person loads and unloads luggage or something like that. Maybe if you're an elderly person, you need help with loading things into the car, from groceries to walkers to even anything. I think also just somebody to help coordinate travel, monitor the vehicle while you're inside. So instead of like getting into an Uber and taking everything out of the car, going to a meeting, then going back out and getting another car, maybe you have somebody, a chauffeur, an attendant, a security guard. I don't know what the right phrase is yet. I'm going to stick with chauffeur though, but somebody sitting in the car, monitoring and keeping all your stuff protected. So that way you don't have to take everything into that 1 hour meeting. Long travel, maybe long distance travel, somebody to be there for just safety. And then of course, security in terms of like, you're rich and famous and you need a security guard. I'm trying to think of like other ways, but a chauffeur, somebody that can basically be in charge of that trip, that you're not just leaving the trip up to some sort of autonomous entity, that there's somebody in the car coordinating and organizing and taking care of everything. So you can literally just get in the car and sleep. So like a flight attendant. So a great example would be like airplanes. We don't know who flies the plane. We know there's somebody up there doing it. And in the future, maybe it's just a bunch of robots flying the plane. But inside of the plane, there's still flight attendants. Maybe there will be robots. I don't think so. But I think somebody in the plane or in the car is a job we can move to. That's the best I can do for Uber drivers. Let's see how I can do for other jobs that are out there. Okay, computer programmer is probably going away. I mean, let me caveat this. There will be every job. I mean, there's still horseshoe cobblers. There are people that do everything. But in terms of like a mass job where millions and millions of people do that job, that's what I mean by going away. So instead of being a computer programmer where your expertise is understanding a specific computer language, your job is going to go away And maybe what you're going to move to is more of a designer, somebody that dreams up software solutions and then does natural language voice to text to get some sort of LLM, large language model, AI, whatever, to output the code that you need and then basically build that thing for you. We see it happening today. I do it. So if I can do it and it's happening all over, it's just everybody's doing it. It's going to be a job that goes away. So instead of seeing yourself as a computer programmer that understands a computer language really, really well, maybe what you should move into is a designer, somebody that designs solutions for current problems. I seeing a problem and coming up with a software solution for that by designing it and then understanding how to do that. Here's another one that's it's going to be hard to like understand, but instead of being a doctor, being a nurse. Now, I'm not in the healthcare profession, but every time I've dealt with hospitals and doctors and stuff like that, as great as the doctors are sometimes, or maybe as bad they are, whatever, doctors are for diagnosing and solving problems. Like you give them a list of symptoms in images and x-rays or whatever else, and they go, this is your problem. And then they prescribe a solution. Then the nurses tend to be the people that you see a lot of the time. So when you go into the doctor's office, you might spend 20 minutes with the nurse getting your blood pressure, writing down, taking notes or whatever else it is. And then for 5 minutes, the doctor walks in, listens to you, points at whatever, then gets out. I think bedside manner, somebody that is there, caring, putting hands physically on someone, putting an IV in their arm, for example, or applying medication or whatever it might be, that nurse, that's the future job. Because artificial intelligence is going to be so much better at diagnosing things than a doctor. So imagine going to school for 10 plus years or whatever to become a doctor and becoming super smart, but knowing all along there's always going to be this autonomous thing out there that's going to be smarter than you. And so if your ability to do anything is based upon your brain and your knowledge, that's probably going to be going away. So I think a nurse is a good place to move into. Let's see here. We got, I like this one. Lawyer. I think lawyers will always be around, but not in the volume that we currently have. I think lawyers are going to become more like politicians. Lawyers are going to move to negotiators and agents. But the idea you're going to hire an attorney to write up a contract, there's no way. Most attorney roles tend to be research and some sort of contract type of thing. And that's just not going to be a job in the future. I'm not going to pay for that. And I assume you may not want to pay for that either. Now, doctors and lawyers might have some level of defense through licensing and some sort of regulatory thing. But for the most part, the economics of it are not going to be what they used to be. So if I was a lawyer, what I would move toward would be more of like a negotiator or some sort of like agent, a representative. And of course, a politician, because politicians are not going to lose their jobs to AI. They're always going to be politicians. Okay, here's what happened to me. Manager. You might manage a bunch of AI agents, but managing people, like setting schedules and that kind of stuff, it's assigning tasks, that's just going to go away. So instead of being a manager, go more toward the entrepreneur / owner operator. We see it with all these large companies. They are getting rid of that middle level of management. So it's like a CEO, some level of directors, and then people that do things, that accomplish things. That middle level of management is just not going to be a thing anymore. So yeah, I could see that as a going from manager to entrepreneur is a solution. Another one, coach to athlete. And I say athlete, performer. right now there are a lot of coaches, not just in sports, but just in life, people that know how to do something and then they try to coach and help somebody else do it. But a lot of times that's just some sort of thing that we all know. We just need somebody to get us through it. And so it's like, imagine like I want to lose weight. I'm really fat right now and I need to lose some weight. And so what do? I hire a dietitian coach. Well, I could just get artificial intelligence to do that for me. So why move from a coach to a performer? It's not that the coach, I don't trust them, but the performer, somebody that actually has done it. So like an influencer, I'm more likely to follow and pay attention to. So instead of seeing yourself as a coach, see yourself as a doer of things, a performer or an athlete. I can see that one. That may be a little bit of a stretch, but let's see what else we got here. Real estate agent. Nobody, well, maybe not nobody, but they tend to be like middlemen, right? They're in the middle of this transaction. They find properties for you. They do some good things. But instead of being a real estate agent, be a property owner. Here's one that I really like. Professor to teacher. In the classroom teacher. A professor, especially if you go to a large institution like Syracuse University or Cornell, where I'm at, a lot of the professors like to spend most of their time in research, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and maybe that's still going to be around. But the real value is the person in the classroom, somebody that's a practitioner that knows that specific thing, chemistry, writing, whatever it may be, and they're going to be hands-on with you in the classroom, especially younger kids, especially the youth. I don't think we're going to turn all of our kids over to robots to teach in the classroom. In fact, I think the profession of teachers, especially elementary school teachers, is going to grow because we're going to have all these people that need jobs and they have skill sets, and we're going to be able to put them in the classroom to help educate our youth. So that's a potential, but hands-on with the student, guiding them through it, I could see that being a good thing. Instead of being a tradesperson or a builder, and today we think that's maybe safe to some extent because there aren't that many robots around, but there will be robots. I would see myself as more of a craftsman, somebody that has an artistry to it. They're not going to just come in and put up your drywall, but they're going to see the vision of what you're trying to get accomplished, and they're going to design it in a way, and they're going to put it up in a way. Maybe they're guiding the robots to do it, but they're going to do it in a way that is unique to you. So they're really savvy craftspeople instead of just somebody that knows how to like put two and two together and put up some sort of thing. The final thing is kind of what I do. Content producer is going to go away. The ease in which we're able to do these type of things, produce this show. I think 20, 30 years ago, you'd have to have like a whole team of people in a back room, but this is just me by myself in my studio. But I'm a content producer, but I think more storytelling and artistry, especially human. There's going to be so much AI stuff out there, good or bad. I'm not going to critique it, but we as humans are still going to want to connect with other humans. And I think that is a future. If you're a good storyteller, you're an artist, people will gravitate to that. So not just producing content for content's sake, but actually telling stories and being an artist. I'll give you an example. While this may seem just like another podcast, I do think creatively about the color of all of this stuff around me. I see a screen up there, so I'm looking up there. But like, it does matter. Even the lighting in this room, I think that's a creative artistry to something as simple as a basic podcast. Yeah. So there you go. What jobs do you think are going away, and which jobs do you think people should gravitate to? Like if you had a young kid, would you tell them to become an accountant? No, probably not. So what would you tell them to become in this future of AI? Okay, let's talk about the past few weeks. But before I do that, let me get a shout out to, again, GigU, who GigU is now the headline sponsor to this podcast. I'm so grateful to have them on. Here's what GigU is. Now, I'm new to it. But what GigU does is when a ride comes in, it captures that data on that and analyzes it and tells you exactly how much you're going to earn per hour, per mile. And then it'll give you a red light, yellow light, green light. Red light, don't take this ride. Yellow light, yeah, maybe you could, maybe not. Green light, take this ride. So you can see here on this trip I put up on the screen here, it says that I got a ride for $10.33. It's 9 minutes away, 2.9 miles, 15 minutes, 2.7 miles. But it says it's a $2 surge. So for me, I get excited about that when I see a surge because I don't see that many surges. And so sometimes if I see a surge or some of those little graphics inside of Uber, I immediately click on it and I accept it. But GigU gave me a yellow light. They're like, wait, Levi, you said you want to make more money per hour. This one's only $24 an hour. And it's a short trip. It's not bad. But also the passenger is a 4.78 rating. And I said, only give me 4.9 rating green lights. So yeah, GigU analyzed it all. And again, you can take a look at the way I do my ratings is I want to make $1 per mile or $2 per mile. It's kind of the way I look at it, and it analyzes it for me. So check them out. GigU, I'm so grateful. I can't wait to share more of the stuff we're going to be working on together. Check out GigU. Okay, let's see here. The last few weeks. Okay. This week I haven't earned anything because I fell walking and slipped on some ice. And today's the first day I'm up out of bed, but my back is killing me. But even so, the last 3 weeks, I just really haven't worked. I've basically have driven, 3 full days in the last 3 weeks. A lot of that has to do with the really bad weather that we've had here in Syracuse. I think we're at 127 inches of snow, and we still have like 6 weeks of winter to go. It's been below freezing for almost like 6 weeks straight. It's been a hard winter, and I've just had other things I could do. So when I haven't been out there chasing rides in bad weather. I did a couple of times, but for the most part, I'm like, I just don't feel like driving. And that's the good and the bad with Uber or any gig work, actually, is sometimes you can just decide you don't want to work. And that's a good thing. But it's a bad thing because if you don't have the money, then you don't have the money. So it's going to cost you money. And so you can see the last 3 weeks, I've basically earned, $600. That's not enough money. And I need to get back out there. So starting tomorrow, now that my back is okay again, I'm going to go ahead and get out there and driving a little bit more often. Okay, let's get through some of your questions here. Pasha asked me, would I drive anything other than a Tesla for rideshare? From the extensive experience I've had with it. No, I wouldn't drive it. I mean, I would. I drive anything. Maybe not anything. But I had a lot of success with my Toyota Prius, and I still think that's a great car. I think Camry is a great car. But I like Teslas. It's not that even that the car's electric. That is a pain in the butt to some extent. It's not as bad as people make it out to be charging a car. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think about things. But I love having Tesla full self-drive. I love paying $99 a month to basically just have the car drive itself. And I do. And the way that the Uber app integrates with my Tesla app too, sometimes I can just turn that integration on and it keeps plugging in the addresses. And all I do is when I pick up a passenger, once I hear the passenger is in the car ready to go, I just hit a button and the car starts driving to the next destination. It's like I'm literally going back to the initial thought of this podcast. I'm literally doing exactly what I said is I'm a chauffeur. Now, I drive the car sometimes. I mean, I drive about 70, or I'm driving about 30% of the time. So 7 out of the 10 miles I might drive in a given day are autonomous, and those 3 miles I drive. And it tends to be more about passenger comfort and kind of that first and last mile than it is anything to do with safety. It's just really good. So yeah, the Tesla is just an amazing car to drive. The Tesla Model Y I might make a podcast on this, make a defense of this, but I think it's like the world's most perfect car. There are cars that are better than the Tesla in a lot of different categories. But if you were to go all categories for all cars, the Tesla is near the top at every single one of them, the Tesla Model Y. And so, yeah, I'm probably going to buy another Tesla Y when I want to get another car. Okay. The Una Boomer says, "Bro, did you get? How did you get $8,000 in February?" Let's be clear, that was last February. Two things. Number one, I got a $2,000 bonus from Uber for buying a Tesla. So it was more like $6,000 in February. The other thing is, February is a great time to make money. Now, again, the last few weeks I haven't driven, but in a college town, going out in February, there's tons of money to be made. So I can make $300-400 a day if I drive a 10 or 12 hour day pretty easily in the month of February. So yeah, that's how I did it in the February of last year. This February, I've been just on a hiatus. I got to get back out there and drive some more. Okay. And then Draper Production says, great information. Just started the rideshare gig and wanted to know, can you operate without tips or is that a must? For me, it's a must. I earned $59,000 last year in revenue from Uber, and 9,000 of that was through tips. So tips represent 17, 18, 19, 20% of my income. It's a lot of my income. So yeah, I don't want to work and have that pay cut. So yeah, I don't think I would drive if I didn't get tips. That's basically what it comes down to. I think without tips, the fares just don't pay as much as they used to. So I do emphasize a lot of tips. So yeah, there you go. Hey, good luck and enjoy the rideshare gig. I know I do. Quick shout out to the sponsors again. We got GigU, Red Tiger, and LaceFit all helping me produce this content. It's not easy. It's not cheap to do, and but these are great sponsors for you too. I really recommend you check out GigU. Download the app. It works great. I've been using it the last few weeks. Really excited to show more of what I've been learning using it. Again, Red Tiger, love the camera. Almost all the dash camera footage you see is from my Red Tiger camera. I like it. And then, of course, wintertime, you need good mats. And LaceFit helped me with some mats, and I really appreciate it. If you are an Uber driver, I want this year to be a fun year. If you've been doing it for a long time like me, I know I've gotten burned out a little bit, and I want Uber to be fun again. I want to make money. I'm not saying I don't want to make money, but I'm even willing to sacrifice a little bit of money to enjoy it again. So that's kind of what I'm working toward right now. So more stories, more connecting with people, gamification of fun things that we can do as drivers. That's what I'm working toward. And I want you to be safe. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy. And I really want you to enjoy the ride. So be well, be safe, and know that I'm cheering for you. Bye.